Hi there. I'm excited about this one. Really, really excited. This just happens to have been something that was really important in my life as far as progressive revelation goes, that humans are story-making machines. We make up stories about who we are from the get-go. Things happen to us and we determine what that means. I am the character who's got these flaws because something happened to me and I interpret it this way. Story, story, story. Everything that excites us about the future is a picture in our mind of a story of how it's going to look. Just all kinds of appetites for romance involving stories. Stories in the movies, Hollywood, and all the songs that we fall in love with that sort of tell us how we're supposed to do love. Comic books with superheroes, one thing after another, story, story, story. I was an atheist raised by atheists, and um, somehow or other, we got the notion that people that believed in stories were idiots. And when you think about it from this certain point of view, it's true. I mean, how can it be that, there's all these tribes, there's all these religions, there's all this like ridiculous, it came out of a giant turtle and then at the third moon, blah, 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 story, story, story. It's all bullshit. However, you're holding on to some piece of information that science gave you, and you're interpreting it as the right story. This is a story that is obviously true. We did scientific research. How come it is that over time, so much of that stuff gets blown out of the water? There's so many stories of people who, just manipulated things so that they could have their idea of what science means come out on top. So it's all stories, one after the other. And then I met Earthwaking. I had found a religion or spiritual thing within myself that said, if it feels good, believe it. And this was because I believed nothing but painful things about myself and everyone else. I'm talking fast because I want to get this all in. But if it feels good, believe it. And I started choosing pieces of a new story based on, love and things I wanted rather than you're just a walking piece of shit, nasty human being, no reason to be here. So I found Jesus in A Course in Miracles. I didn't like the Bible. I didn't like that story. That's all full of shit. But this guy is saying the most beautiful things in A Course in Miracles. And then I met Earthwaking, and Jonathan was asked to unite religions. And he says, what, I'm supposed to smush them all together? And no, I made them all up. Why would I do that? You're going to just make them understand that there's one God that's on top of this whole bunch of spokes of a wheel, and then that's me. And there's a doorway, and there's a story. It's the greatest story ever told. And excuse me, it involves this guy over here who did this thing, which was bust the whole story line completely open, because the story is we die at the end of our lives. The story is we suffer the whole way through to get there. The story is birth hurts. The story is lions eat lambs, one after the other. These stories that are shit on this plane can be reversed, and the truth of the creation of the creator, if we believe that story. So now I'm believing that story, and my time is up. I did it. Woo!